Imagine this. Right now, you have the ability to turn the biggest challenges in your life into your greatest achievements. But how is that possible, you might ask? Today, we're diving deep into Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped people overcome adversity and find peace in the chaos for centuries. Think about the last time you faced a situation that tested your patience or shook your confidence. How did you react? Were you driven by impulsive reactions, or did you choose a response that reflected your deepest values and principles? This is where Stoicism stands out, guiding us to face life's challenges with courage, wisdom, and balance. Today, we're exploring a profound concept rooted in ancient wisdom, but extremely relevant to our modern world: the art of training your mind to respond instead of just reacting. This idea goes far beyond controlling your temper or staying calm in tough moments. It's about cultivating a conscious awareness, a steady presence in the moment that allows you to navigate the ups and downs of life with serenity and purpose. The Stoic philosophers, known for their practical approach to life, had much to say about this. They believed that while we can't control the events that happen to us, we have full control over how we interpret and react to those events. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, encouraging us to detach from external circumstances and anchor ourselves in reason and personal choices. This Stoic wisdom inspires us to pause, reflect, and choose a thoughtful, intentional action rather than reacting impulsively. But why is this so important? Think about how much of our stress, regret, and frustration stems from automatic reactions to what people say or do. Now imagine that instead, you could remain calm, centered, and reflective, even when the world around you seems to be falling apart. It's not just about improving your inner peace. It's about becoming a more effective, compassionate, and resilient person. Qualities that will not only transform your life, but also positively impact the people around you. Today, we'll explore various strategies that combine modern psychology with Stoic philosophy to help you develop this mindset. We'll talk about how to cultivate mindfulness, the importance of recognizing and expressing your emotions in a healthy way, and how to keep a broader perspective on life, something the Stoics mastered. By the end of this journey, you'll have tools to help you pause, evaluate, and act more wisely and thoughtfully, no matter the situations you face. So let's walk this path together, learning how to anchor ourselves in Stoic wisdom and the power of our own minds to turn automatic reactions into conscious responses, transforming our experiences and interactions for the better. In our journey to understand the importance of responding rather than reacting, we step into a space where every thought and action is intentional, reflecting the deep teachings of Stoicism. The Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome advocated for a way of life that, interestingly enough, is very applicable to our world today. They emphasize mastering one's emotions and reactions, highlighting that true power lies in our ability to choose how we will respond to any situation that comes our way. Why is it so important to cultivate the ability to respond instead of reacting automatically? Think of a tense situation, whether at work or in a personal context. Most people's natural reaction is to act instinctively, driven by the emotions of the moment. While this is a common human response, it rarely brings the best long-term results. It can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and lead to decisions that might bring regret later on. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. The Stoics advocated living in accordance with nature and reason, promoting a life where every action is guided by virtue and logical thinking. By embracing this philosophy, we learn to observe our initial impulses, analyze them with a more rational mind, and choose a course of action that aligns with our values and long-term goals. Responding rather than reacting means taking a pause when faced with a challenging situation. This involves not only observing the event itself, but also how you feel about it. This reflective pause gives you time to consider different outcomes and choose the most sensible, controlled response. By practicing this Stoic approach, you're not suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. On the contrary, you acknowledge them, understand their origins, and then decide if and how they should influence your actions. This gives you the power to engage with the world in a way that preserves your peace of mind and integrity, no matter the external circumstances. The ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively goes far beyond personal well-being. It directly affects the quality of your relationships, your effectiveness as a leader, and your resilience in difficult times. By responding thoughtfully, you show respect for others, empathy, and a deep understanding of the situation. This paves the way for more constructive interactions and more effective problem-solving. Now think about how this applies in practice. When faced with criticism or a disagreement, our first instinct might be to defend ourselves or strike back. But the Stoic approach teaches us to stop, reflect, and choose to respond in a way that aligns with our values. Criticism, then, can be seen as an opportunity for learning, a chance for self-improvement, or, in some cases, something that doesn't deserve our attention and should be set aside. Another way Stoicism can transform our responses is by helping us deal with situations beyond our control. Often, we react with frustration or anger when things don't go the way we want. But Stoics remind us that the only thing we have complete control over is our own mind and actions. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, choices, and perspective, we free ourselves from the stress of trying to control the uncontrollable. Practicing Stoicism also involves taking a broader view of life. Instead of being carried away by everyday frustrations and challenges, Stoics encourage us to adopt a higher perspective. They invite us to reflect on our place in the universe and the fleeting nature of life. This bigger picture helps us stay focused on what really matters and detach from temporary distractions and concerns. In summary, Stoic philosophy offers powerful tools to transform our automatic reactions into thoughtful, conscious responses. It teaches us to value reason, virtue, and self-control, and to find serenity amidst chaos. By embracing these principles, we can not only improve our quality of life, but also become sources of inspiration and support for others. So when facing daily challenges, remember to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom, always striving to act in line with your deepest values. The power of self-awareness and pausing. Starting a journey of mental transformation takes more than just intention. It requires constant and intentional effort. As the ancient Stoic philosophers taught us, training the mind involves discipline, attention, and practicing conscious responses instead of automatic reactions. Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time, offers powerful tools to cultivate a calmer and more balanced mindset, making it highly relevant for everyday challenges. One of Stoicism's key teachings is the power of self-awareness. This practice involves observing our thoughts and feelings clearly, without snap judgments, allowing us to better understand what drives us. The more you know your emotions and the triggers behind your reactions, the better prepared you are to handle them in a controlled way. Imagine, for example, that you're in a stressful situation at work. Instead of automatically reacting to the stress, self-awareness allows you to notice your initial response and make a conscious choice about how to act. Another pillar of Stoic philosophy is the pause. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, spoke often about the importance of the space between stimulus and response. This gap, no matter how small, gives us the power to choose how to react to any situation. A pause, even if just for a few seconds, offers the chance to process what's happening and respond in a way that aligns more with our values. You can practice pausing in various ways, by taking a deep breath, reflecting for a moment, or even doing a brief meditation. This small act allows us to move out of a reactive mode and into a state of greater control and awareness. Reframing perspectives and focusing on control. The Stoics teach us that while we can't always change the events around us, we can change how we interpret them. This concept is known as reframing, and it's a powerful tool to help us face challenges with a more positive and constructive outlook. Imagine you're facing criticism at work. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack, you can reframe the situation as an opportunity for growth and learning. This simple shift in perspective can make all the difference in how you handle the problem. Additionally, the Stoics emphasize the principle of focusing only on what is within our control. We often waste energy on things we can't change, like other people's opinions or external circumstances. However, by directing our efforts toward what we truly can control, our actions, thoughts, and reactions, we become more effective and calm. Focusing on what we can control frees us from frustration and anxiety, empowering us to act more wisely and with greater clarity. It's important to remember that focusing on what we control doesn't mean being passive. On the contrary, this focus allows us to act in a more targeted and strategic way. If you're going through a personal challenge, for instance, you can't control the external events, but you can control how you emotionally respond and how you choose to face the situation. This strengthens your mind and makes your responses more appropriate to the context. Daily reflection and continuous adjustment. Daily reflection is another essential Stoic practice. At the end of each day, we can set aside time to reflect on our actions and evaluate where we succeeded in choosing thoughtful responses and where we could have done better. This practice not only helps us continually improve our choices, but also strengthens our ability to respond better to future challenges. The Stoics believe that this ongoing self-reflection led to personal growth and the development of virtues like patience, courage, and wisdom. By adopting this practice, we can gradually train our minds to respond more effectively and calmly to whatever life throws our way. Mindfulness practices for a Stoic life. Mindfulness is another practical tool we can integrate into our daily lives to strengthen our ability to respond instead of react. Mindfulness helps us develop a deep awareness of the present moment, allowing us to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting swept away by them. When we are fully mindful, we are better equipped to make decisions based on reason rather than the emotion of the moment. A simple way to practice mindfulness. One simple way to practice mindfulness is through breathing exercises. By focusing on your breath, noticing each inhale and exhale, you can learn to bring your mind back to the present when it gets distracted. This practice, when done regularly, not only reduces stress but also strengthens your ability to stay calm and in control during challenging situations. Another example of mindfulness practice is body scanning, which involves paying attention to different parts of your body, noticing physical and emotional sensations. By doing this, you can recognize tensions or discomforts before they turn into stress or stronger emotional reactions. This practice also helps maintain a sense of balance between body and mind, something the Stoics valued greatly. Additionally, mindfulness can be incorporated into daily activities like walking, eating, or doing household chores. By being fully present in these activities, you not only enrich your experience, but also strengthen your ability to stay focused and aware during critical moments. Putting Stoic lessons into practice every day. Now that we've discussed various techniques inspired by Stoic philosophy, it's important to understand how we can apply them in our daily lives. A good starting point is to choose a common situation, like a conflict at work or a personal challenge, and try to apply pausing and self-awareness. By observing your emotions, taking a moment to reflect, and choosing a more rational response, you'll start integrating Stoicism into your life. Over time, these practices will become more natural and automatic. Gradually, you'll find that you are reacting less impulsively and responding in a more balanced way, bringing more inner peace and positive outcomes to your relationships and decisions. The wisdom of the Stoics in modern challenges. It's fascinating how the teachings of ancient Stoic philosophers remain incredibly relevant today. We live in a world that values speed and quick responses, but it's precisely the ability to pause, reflect, and respond calmly that allows us to navigate challenges with greater wisdom. Whether at work, at home, or in our personal relationships, Stoic principles provide us with tools to live a more meaningful life with less stress and more purpose. By practicing these lessons daily, we align ourselves with Stoic wisdom and find a new way to deal with adversity. Remember, we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can always choose how we react. And it's in that choice that our true power lies. These practices of mindfulness, self-awareness, and reframing perspectives are cornerstones of a more balanced and conscious life. By adopting them, you'll build a solid foundation for responding to challenges with wisdom and tranquility. This way, you not only improve your life, but also become a source of inspiration and balance for those around you. Implementing responses instead of reactions in daily life. Applying mindfulness in our daily lives and interactions with those around us can completely transform our relationships and how we communicate. When we are truly present, listening attentively and avoiding snap judgments, we create a stronger connection and a deeper understanding of situations. This practice aligns with the Stoics' emphasis on empathy and recognizing that everyone around us is also facing their own challenges and dealing with their experiences in different ways. By adopting these mindfulness practices, we follow in the footsteps of the Stoics, walking a path that leads us to greater clarity, calmness, and effectiveness in our daily actions. When we cultivate this mindful presence, we gain valuable tools to face life's challenges with more serenity, wisdom, and control, aligning our attitudes with the Stoic lifestyle. From here, let's focus on how to practically apply mindfulness and Stoic principles in our lives. The goal is to develop a lifestyle where our thoughtful responses take the place of impulsive reactions. Imagine a common situation, like a disagreement at work or an unpleasant surprise that leaves you frustrated. The immediate reaction may be to respond with anger or disappointment, but this is the perfect moment to practice what we've learned from Stoicism. This is the moment to pause, breathe, and consider the bigger picture. A good question to ask yourself is, what would a Stoic philosopher do in this situation? This reflection is not an invitation to ignore or suppress emotions, but rather to use reason and common sense as guides to assess what's happening in a balanced way and find a constructive way to respond. The aim here is not to eliminate emotions, but to channel them productively, using logic to navigate through these feelings. The key point is to recognize what we are feeling, understand what triggered those emotions, and calmly choose the best way to act, aligned with our values and goals. In practice, this could mean taking a moment before replying to an email that irritated you, or even going for a brief walk to clear your mind before making a decision. Simple tips for cultivating a more responsive life. In a conflict situation, instead of reacting immediately, you might seek to understand what's truly bothering you. Sometimes, initial irritation masks deeper issues that need to be examined. Every time you choose to respond rather than react, you reinforce a mental pattern of conscious engagement, which not only boosts your resilience, but also strengthens your sense of peace and well-being. Incorporating this way of thinking into your daily life can amplify its benefits. A practical tip is to start your day by reflecting on your intentions, reminding yourself of your commitment to act thoughtfully in various situations. Additionally, it can be helpful to keep a journal to note your responses to different situations, reflect on your successes, and identify areas for improvement. Most importantly, adopt a mindset of constant learning, recognizing that each day brings new opportunities to practice and enhance the art of responding consciously. By dedicating yourself to this path, you're doing more than just reducing stress or managing everyday conflicts better. In fact, you're adopting a lifestyle focused on the pursuit of virtue and wisdom, which are key pillars of Stoicism. This choice is more than a technique for improving well-being. It's a commitment to a way of life that reflects your highest values. And in doing so, you also contribute to a more balanced, compassionate, and rational world. Conclusion: walking with the wisdom of the Stoics. This journey from impulsive reaction to thoughtful response is an inner transformation that invites us to connect more deeply with ourselves and the world around us. The Stoics followed this path with discipline and dedication, and now with their knowledge, we can do the same, navigating life's uncertainties with serenity, balance, and reason. Incorporating Stoic principles into our present allows us to live with more purpose, resilience, and awareness. The central point of this journey is not just to learn how to control our reactions, but to integrate a conscious and reflective approach into all aspects of life. When we embrace Stoic teachings, focusing on what we can control, acting rationally, and seeking virtue, we begin to face daily challenges with more calmness and a renewed sense of purpose. This Stoic-inspired approach encourages us to see each situation as an opportunity to practice what we've learned. Whether facing small irritations or significant obstacles, every moment gives us a chance to apply the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. By making thoughtful choices, we not only enhance our well-being, but also positively impact those around us. Remember, the journey to learn how to respond rather than react is ongoing. Like the Stoics, we should incorporate self-reflection into our routine, continually assessing our progress and making adjustments as needed. This commitment to personal growth brings us closer to our ideals and resonates throughout our relationships and community. As we conclude this journey together, reflect on this. Every situation is an opportunity to choose calmness, resilience, and the wisdom that Stoicism promotes. Throughout life, our responses are the threads that weave our character. With each decision, we build our personal legacy. Now, I invite you to explore this realm of Stoic wisdom further and live a life filled with purpose and balance. I also want to thank you for following along with the content so far and for being open to embracing the idea of acting with more awareness and less impulsivity. May your journey continue to be filled with clarity, virtue, and serenity. And remember, true strength comes from the ability to act thoughtfully, and true power lies in maintaining control in the face of adversity.